Hello and welcome to another episode of my Productivity Mastery series. My name is Carl Pauline and today I want to talk to you about how to build a very productive day. Now, before we get started with this, I would just like to thank Skillshare for sponsoring this video. This video is sponsored by Skillshare. Skillshare is an online learning community where millions come together to take the next step in their creative journey. With thousands of inspiring classes for creative and curious people on topics including illustration, design, photography, video, freelancing, and more. Skillshare has classes to fit your schedule and skill level, and members get unlimited access to thousands of inspiring classes with hands-on projects and feedback from a community of millions. For example, my current favorite topic is minimalism. Having just moved house and office, this class by Erin Boyle is fantastic. It really got my creative energy going and has given me so many new ideas on organizing my office and home. If you're looking for the perfect place to ignite your creativity and learning, then give Skillshare a try. The first 1,000 of my subscribers to click the link in the description will get a 1-month free trial of Skillshare so you can start exploring your creativity today. So how do you build a productive day? And I really do choose that word very carefully. How do you build a productive day? Because productive days don't happen by accident. If you are running around dealing with everybody else's emergencies and crises, that is not a productive day, not from a personal perspective, because you're not getting the work done that has been allocated to you. You are doing everybody else's work, but you're not doing your work. So the most important thing is to really, first and foremost, identify what are the important things that need to happen today. Now remember, we're looking at just a single day here. We're not trying to make a productive day, a week, or a productive month, or a productive year. We're looking at a single day here in isolation. How do we make a single day productive? Well, the first thing you need to do is to have a plan. Let's be honest, without a plan, you really are going to get stuck with everybody else's crises. And it's an easy excuse to say, oh, I didn't have time to do it because I had to do this for my boss. I had to do this for my sister. I had to do this for my husband. I had to do this for my client. That always is an indication that you have no plan for the day because you've allowed your day to be hijacked by somebody else. So what you need to do is to have a plan. Now, when I talk about a plan, I don't mean that you've planned out every minute of every day. That doesn't work because you're micromanaging your day and there's no flexibility built in. But what you do need to do is to first of all have 2 or 3 objectives for the day, 2 or 3 results that you want from the day. Now I'm choosing those words very carefully. There's 3 words that you can use here. 2 or 3 objectives, 2 or 3 results, or 2 or 3 outcomes that you want for the day. Not 2 or 3 things I must do today. First of all, when you say 2 or 3 things I must do today, that's going to just generate a lot of negative energy. Oh, I must do this. You don't want to be in that mindset when you're thinking about what you want to get accomplished today. You need to start off with saying, right, what are the 2 or 3 things that I want to accomplish today? What are my outcomes for today? What results do I want from today? Now, I'm also stressing the 2 or 3 things because most people make the mistake of having 10 or even 20 things that they think, I must do these today. Well, maybe you feel you must do them today, but it's largely going to be impossible and you're just going to destroy your confidence that you have any control over the day. So what I'm suggesting is you pick 2 or 3 things that are going to be the results of your day. So that at the end of the day, you can look at your task mind and say, yep, I did those 2 or 3 things. And that's the key issue here, because that actually leads you into something else that's really important to build a productive day. And that is that you only have a limited number of tasks to do each day. You have to prioritize. You have to pick the most important tasks, the ones that are going to give you the biggest positive impact on the day. Now, if you don't do this, you are going to pick the low-hanging fruit. It's just a human nature thing to pick the easy tasks. If you come to your task list in the morning and you see 20 tasks, you're going to pick the easy ones, the 2-minute phone calls, the quick email that you send to follow up with a client you haven't spoken to for 6 months. You're going to pick those because they're easy to do. But when you set aside 2 or 3 tasks that you must complete today because they are your outcomes, they are the results that you want from today, you are going to be forcing yourself to get the mindset of doing those bigger, more important, more satisfying tasks each day. Now, another thing that I'm going to suggest to you, and I really strongly recommend that you do this, is make sure that when you are planning the day, you are actually doing it the day before. Now, there's a big reason for this. 2 reasons actually why you should do this. The first, you're going to sleep better because you're not going to be worried about anything that you may or may not have missed. You have to look at your task list and say, right, this is how much time I have available tomorrow for working on my tasks. These are my outcomes for the day. These are the 2 or 3 things that I must accomplish for the day, and everything else that's on this list, I'm going to do my very best to complete, but it wouldn't be the end of the world if I don't. That's the first thing. You are going to sleep so much better. But the second, and more importantly, I think, is that you actually start the day with a purpose. There's a difference in the energy levels you have when you start the day knowing exactly what result you want from the day. You know, there's just something about that. You don't procrastinate in the morning. You don't hang around thinking, oh, what am I going to do today? Well, I've got this list and, well, yeah, that's probably important. But if I do these 5 tasks, it'll only take me 20 minutes and my list won't look so bad then. Yeah, but those 5 tasks are not going to move anything forward. They're going to be the easy, low-hanging fruit tasks. But if you plan the day before, first of all, you sleep better. Secondly, when you wake up in the morning, you have a purpose. You have an energy. You are going to make sure that those 2 or 3 outcomes, results, objectives, whatever you want to call them, get done. And the final part of this is whatever happens, however much you plan this day, the biggest thing you need to make sure is you have time to do them. There's no point in saying, I'm going to do these 3 objectives, it's going to take me 2 to 3 hours to do, and you're going to spend all day in a car driving to a business meeting or driving to your second company's office or something. You know, you've got to be realistic about the time you have each day. Now, we've all got plenty of time. It's just a myth that I don't have time. People who say I don't have time are people who are not prioritizing their day. You do have time. We all have enough time because we all get the same amount of time each day. So the key here is once you've established what your objectives, outcomes, and results for the day are, the key thing is to make sure you've got sufficient time to do it. So first of all, when I do my planning at the end of the day, I've got my calendar open, I've got my task manager open, and I am deciding what I'm going to get done that day. Based on where I'm going to be, what I'm going to be doing, it's all done based on my calendar because my calendar is going to tell me the truth. It's going to tell me how much time I have. And if, for example, I'm going for a trip to the other side of the country, I might actually only give myself 1 objective task for the day. And it could be something simple like get 30 minutes of exercise in, which could include a walk, it could include something else. But I will, whatever that objective is, it doesn't have to be business related, it can be personal related. Remember, you also have a personal life, not just a professional life. You do need to balance the 2, but that's for another video. So those are the things that I'm going to strongly recommend to you if you want to build a very productive day. Don't try and accomplish everything. You won't do it. You'll lose your confidence. Pick 2 or 3 things and use the words objectives, outcomes, or results because they're much, much stronger words, much more motivating words, and it does something to your psychology when you say, right, today the results I want is this. It does something to your psychology. The second thing you must do is do the planning the day before. Now, when I talk about this, it doesn't mean you have to spend 20, 30, 40 minutes trying to decide what to do tomorrow. You pick 2 or 3 things that must be done tomorrow, your objectives, your outcomes, results. And then you just look at the other tasks and make sure you're being realistic about getting them done. Third thing, and the most important thing, is make sure you've got time. Because if you don't have time to do these tasks, you're not going to do them. You're going to destroy your confidence. You're going to think, why the hell am I doing this? I haven't got time to do any of this. No, be realistic. Look at your calendar. Make sure you've got the time to do these tasks. Now, if you do those 3 things every single day, you start the day with a clear set of results, objectives, or outcomes that you want. You do the planning the day before so that you start the day with energy, purpose, and you are very clear about what you want to get accomplished, and you make sure you've got the time available to do it. I can guarantee that your days are going to become amazingly productive. It's a simple shift in what you're probably doing today. You're avoiding doing those low-hanging fruit tasks that just don't give you any kind of result. They just get done. And it focuses your attention and energy on doing the things that really matter. Now, one more thing before we end this video. I would strongly recommend that you don't have them all as business tasks. Sure, on a Monday to Friday, when we're mainly spending our time doing our work, maybe 2 of the 3 tasks or 1 of the tasks is going to be business related. Don't forget your personal life. We want to build balanced lives, balanced, productive lives. And that means bringing in some of your personal goals, bringing in some of your personal projects to make sure that they are moving forward. Well, thank you very much for watching this episode. Thank you too to Skillshare for sponsoring this video. And it just remains for me now to wish you all a very, very productive week. Hello, thank you very much for watching my videos. Now, I have something exciting to tell you about. Recently, I have developed a brand new time management system. It's a system designed to manage your time in the 21st century. The world has changed a lot over the last 20 years. In fact, it's actually changed a lot this year. And what we need now is a system, a time management system that is very easy to use, easy to maintain, so that you can spend more of your time doing the work. And that's what the time sector system is all about. It's going to change your whole belief system about the way a time management system should work, because this focuses on when you are going to do the task. And let's be honest, it doesn't matter how motivated, inspired, or how urgent something is. If you don't have time to do it, it is never going to get done. And that's what this system is built around, getting your work done, so you can spend more of your time doing the things that you want to do. I hope you join me in this course. The full details of the course are in the show notes below, so please join me, and thank you very much for watching this brief video.